And you know, the League of Minnesota Cities isn't all. I mean, that's not the only group out there. You think that's bad. How about the Association of Metropolitan Municipalities?
Another good one.
Which is another one, and that is at metrocitiesmn.org if you want to check that out. And that's another third-party group, and they lobby for cities in the metropolitan area, and they keep redefining what the metropolitan area is. It's 79 cities, which is about 90% of what's in. There are some cities that are not in it, and it was created in 1974. 1974. Where have I heard that before?
Well, you say there's some cities not in it. Who decides who gets to be in that and who doesn't?
Well,
I wonder.
Brooklyn Center's in it. Brooklyn Park's in it. Crystal's in it. Golden Valley, Hopkins, Osseo, Plymouth, Robbinsdale, St. Louis Park.
New Hope?
New Hope is not in it.
No.
New Hope is not.
No.
New Hope is not
They
in
left
it.
out. I live in New Hope.
Maple Grove is not in
Yep,
it.
you're not.
Maple Grove.
You're
That's a
not
pretty
paying
good-sized
them.
city.
Yeah, you'd think maybe they'd give a discount on their dues just to get them back in it.
Good.
But again, it's another group that a lot of their policies are very similar to the League of Minnesota Cities. Now they'll say, well, we want local control. I mean, which sounds great, and I would agree with that philosophically.
Yeah.
But local control encompasses a lot of things. You can't take federal money and then complain about it after you take it.
No.
You know, they want all the
You
free.
can't complain about the mandates that come, the strings attached.
Yeah, but I mean, they want all the free money, but they don't want anything that comes with that. You know, what they ought to advocate, in my opinion, is let's stop sending our money to Washington, have Washington pay all their administrative staff, have them do all their studies, then send it back to the state, then send it back to the locals with half the money gone in that process.
Yeah.
Where's that in here?
Yeah, well, and again, they're huge on the transportation issue. There are a couple of documents out on their website. One is called TIF for Transit Improvement Areas, which I know that's right up your alley. You love TIFs. But
Increments,
they talk about reducing congestion, enhanced livability. People love to take their cars in this town, and that's just kind of the way it is. But kind of what blew my mind is that they work together with the League of Minnesota Cities and have developed this tax increment financing proposal to help finance efficient development patterns around major transit stations. And current law allows a city to pool an additional 10% from TIF districts within the city's jurisdiction throughout the city's boundaries for affordable housing. And current law allows cities to use revenues generated within TIF districts located in a deed-designated bioscience zone through the zone for area-wide infrastructure and redevelopment costs.
You live by a bioscience zone?
Jeez, I hope not.
I've got a son who's 12. I might.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a biohazard.
Oh, okay. Well,
right.
and you keep going on the transportation. They advocate things like complete streets. They advocate narrower roads. They advocate special bus lanes, more media islands.
There must be bike lanes in there somewhere.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to read. Yeah, bike lanes, more sidewalks, more public transportation stops, which of course will slow up the commute. They also advocate a new telephone tax, a 911 tax. Of course, they're trying to scare you into paying for it, because they want to, quote, upgrade their system. Now, the question I have is, technology is cheaper now than it ever has been.
Right.
I went off to college with a word processor.
Right.
Okay? Now, for the same amount of money today, somebody could buy an iPad. So why do you need a special tax for a 911 system when the system should be more efficient and cheaper than ever?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, it's all designed
It's already established,
It's
yeah.
designed to scare you. You dial 911, and if we don't operate to have this new system, well, we're not going to get your cat out of the tree when you call up and come over and when your cat's stuck in the tree.
Well, there's another presentation on their website that talks about why only use property taxes, why only capture those when we could be getting income taxes, we could be getting sales taxes, we could be getting equity value taxes. Where does it stop?
Yeah, and they support a sales tax hike as well. Not just the one that went through about 4 years ago, but they support another one. And they want it to be dedicated to metro area transit. Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
In fact, this same presentation that I just referenced has a quote in it. Now, you would think if you're going to quote somebody, you quote somebody that is really
Knowledgeable?
well, no, not knowledgeable. Someone that you can get around. You know, you quote a Gandhi, you quote a Martin Luther King, you quote an Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, somebody that has some credibility.
You quote me.
You could, I guess.
Everything I say is on tape.
Right?
These folks decided to quote Niccolo Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
He lived like 600 years ago?
Yeah, he lived a long time ago and he wasn't a good guy.
So he knows all
Right.
about Metro Transit.
Here's what he says. There's nothing more difficult to carry out, nor more doubtful of success, nor more dangerous to handle than to initiate a new order of things. For the reformer has enemies in all of those who profit by the old order, this lukewarmness arising partly from the fear of their adversaries who have the laws in their favor, and partly from the incredulity of mankind, who do not truly believe in anything new until they have had actual experience of it. So you have to force it down their throat until they come around to your point of view.
Incredulity. I've never heard that word.
Yep.
So Machiavelli.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Association of Metropolitan Municipalities is another group with no financial transparency. Like I said, go on their website, you won't find what your city's paying, you won't find where your money's going. There's no budget to look at, nothing. There's no where they get this. Well, I guess we do, and they get it from Machiavelli, where they
Yes.
get their platform from.